Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Given that October's job numbers are in and they paint a positive picture for our province's economic recovery, with 9,000 new full-time jobs being created just last month and the unemployment rate now lower than at any other time during the pandemic, to the Premier or the Minister, can you tell us which industries are driving these positive job numbers?
Mr. Speaker, thank you for the member's question. Of course, the great thing is this. While we're seeing a recovery in commodity prices, we are seeing industries across the province, and new industries. The hydrogen industry is a new industry which is emerging. And I know the NDP will hate to hear this, Mr. Speaker. We've had 3 or 4 major hydrogen announcements, and there are a whole bunch more of a much greater scale that this government is working on day and night to land. Petrochemical projects of a massive scale. Of course, film and television having its best year ever. Forestry having its best year ever. Tech and VenCap having its best year ever. Mr. Speaker, this economy is taking off like a rocket.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you to the Premier. Given that in the last 20 months we have experienced the most severe public health crisis since the Spanish flu, the most severe global economic retraction since the Great Depression, and the most severe energy crisis in the history of Alberta, yet despite all this, Alberta has shown its culture of resilience with positive trends like new investment returning to the province and job numbers rising. To the Premier, what are your thoughts on these positive trends, and do you expect that they will continue in the coming months?
Well, we do, Mr. Speaker. In fact, the NDP is laughing. They're laughing at the fact that 65,000 net new jobs have been created in the last 3 or 4 months. That's 65,000 families that can put food on the table, Mr. Speaker. And we're only just starting. The Conference Board, TD Bank, Desjardins, the National Bank, the Royal Bank, all project that Alberta will lead the country in economic growth in 2022. Most of the announcements, the big announcements that we've been made in the past 6 months, they won't even start to go into the ground until next year, Mr. Speaker. You know what? We're going to have the biggest problem next year? Will we have enough people? But, Mr. Speaker, that's why we have the Labour Mobility Act, the Alberta Advantage Immigration Strategy,